Okay, welcome back. We are working on the transfers this time. And like I briefly explained in the intro video for exhaust, we're going to take the sleeve down pretty far, a few millimeters. Again, I'll give you just a dimension from the center here to the top of the cylinder, top of the sleeve, the edge, just for reference, so you guys know just approximately how much this is taken down. And remember, this is for a 3 mil stroker build. Okay. We are also going to take a lot of meat out of here because these are rather restrictive. Some people say you can leave them there, but I know that it works to take a lot of this meat out. You can't see in there because of the lighting, but I can't even get my finger in there. After we're done, definitely be able to get my finger in. And in that process, we will take a little bit off this edge as well. We will take this down and thin it out, but when we get it to a knife edge, we will then round it, much like we did for the intake, if you watch the intake video for that center section right there in the intake. On the face of it, where it's interacting with the air-fuel mixture, you don't want a knife edge. Same here. You want it rounded a little bit. So you can thin it out, but you want it rounded. So let's get grinding. was able to get to the transfer port from the top, and this ledge here is completely gone now. It sticks in there quite a bit. I'll flip the other side around so you can see, you can have a comparison. And then that corner was able to get the burr in there and round that out. So now the air will swiftly come right up from this side of essentially and flow up at a real nice gradual curve, and it won't have as much of a obstruction. So that's what you're aiming for, and you try to stay away from the ceiling and the floor. It's really hard to get in there with the burr without touching some of these, so that's what I'll go over. I'll finish these up with a little bit of a touch-up tool and just make sure they're squared off and they're nice and straight. So that's just about there, and I was working on the intake side transfer, and I think this side is nearly done. So more to do on the other side, but let me show you that ledge as an example. Let me stick the light under there. There, you can see it there. A whole big old ledge there. A lot of meat to take out. So that's the objective, is knock that ledge down so the air can flow around nice and easy and get into this, get over through the transfer appropriately. From the top of the sleeve to the bottom of that sleeve for the transfer is approximately 94 millimeters. It's the same on both sides. So whatever you do, try to get them the same. The curvature, you can be a little, you don't have to be symmetrical, but the reason it's angled is because the air is coming in from this intake side, and it's essentially like when the piston comes down, it's coming straight over, but you do have some effect from the intake port where the air flow is coming this way a little bit. So having this cut out is not an enormous priority. It's just coincidental. So you don't have to square that corner very much, but here you're definitely going to have some airflow going this way to get into this front transfer, so you kind of want to maintain that, the original contour that's there. So here's the finished product. Took a lot of meat out of these, well, the front and the back transfers. They can breathe far more now. We reduced this height and took a little bit out of this edge here, not much. I really just kind of went over and just cleaned it up. And then I went back and put a little flat edge on this face. It looks like I need a little bit more here. So I have a little bit of touch-up left to do, but that's really it. It's done and it looks really good. So 94 millimeters from top to bottom. Happy porting, give it a shot. Don't be afraid to try it out. One last recommendation, get yourself a sharp burr. I think I mentioned this in the first video, but just a reminder. The cheapo ones on eBay or Amazon, those are not sharp. If they are, they're not hard enough material. They get dull instantly, and you just end up rubbing everything to death. And there is no quicker way for you to give up on your porting job than having a dull burr. So spend the money, get yourself a good burr or 2 or 3, get yourself a variety to work with. As you can see, you saw me changing mine up quite a bit. I think this burr alone, this 6-inch one, was like $60. So they're not cheap. They cost as much as the cylinder, unfortunately. But if you keep them cooled, keep them lubricated, and you have a little bit of discipline in your work, these will last a very long time, and you can do more than one port job from it. You can use these for all sorts of other things. And most importantly, you get the investment of trying, learning, and obtaining some new skills. So don't be stringent on the burr. Spend money on a good burr. It will save you a lot of heartache. Thanks a lot. Hope this helped you guys out.